Good afternoon, all. I'm Larry Lepardo. I'm generally the secretary of the REC Joint Advisory Committee, but Bob Williams, who is the chair, is not here, so you get me. So I'm going to call this meeting to order. Always wanted to do that. And first thing is approval of the minutes. Does anyone have any comments, corrections to the minutes from last month?
I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the March meeting.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor of approving the minutes? All opposed? Okay. Thank you. We don't have any visitors. Let's move then to amenity reports. There are a couple I'm going to read from Bob and from Keith, neither of whom are able to be here. Get my own. All right. The report on London Park, this is actually Bob Williams. Overall condition, restrooms clean, well stocked, pavilion area clean and trash emptied, fish cleaning station was cleaned, dog station stocked with bags, areas for review, none. Member interactions, members were fishing off the dock, mentioned a large log in the water. There were visitors and I'm just reading it, and intended, so there's a grammar thing here, intended to build in the area. Oh, there must have been visitors who are intending to build a house somewhere, I suppose, on Windsor, which is where London Park is. And that is Bob's report. And the next one would be Kelly.
Yes, I'll hit on Branchwood Complex and Trail first. So Branchwood, overall condition, pickleball courts, gym, pool, disc golf course, and trail were active and in good condition. Approximately 20 individuals were observed using the pickleball courts during the site visit. The disc golf course and surrounding trail were also well utilized, with an estimated 25 plus individuals present. The children's play area appeared clean, well maintained, and actively used. Overall, the facility appeared functional, well maintained, and in good operational condition. Areas for review, Branchwood Complex on part of the trail. Drainage conditions along the trail loop should be reviewed. Exposed PVC pipe and wiring were observed within the drainage area and may require further evaluation. I wasn't quite sure what it was. Let's see. And then member interactions. Branchwood individuals using the basketball court expressed appreciation for the facility. Some noted the condition of the court surface is being degraded, but overall satisfaction remains high. Let's see. Additional observations, none at this time. And then I will move on to number 3, if that's okay with you. Okay, so Loch Lomond area, most amenities remain in good condition. Dog waste dispensers were stocked and properly maintained. The gazebo and fencing surrounding the dog park areas remain in strong condition. Areas for review, picnic tables near the baseball field and benches and dugouts require resurfacing of some sort. A small section of chain link fence behind the dugout still remains in need of repair, just to be clipped tighter to the bar. There's that ground hole that's covered with plywood, should be permanently addressed. And I think I saw one of the rusted trash cans, I think, still there. And the baseball field storage room requires organization and general cleaning. Member interactions, community members who regularly visit both the small and large dog parks expressed appreciation for the amenities and overall maintenance, noting continued positive experiences. Additional observations, none at this time.
Thank you very much. And then I am up next, Blowing Springs Campground and the Gear Garden. Overall condition good, areas for review. I know it's a little nitpicky, but the parking lot toilet didn't have any hand soap in it. It's unusual, but it didn't. This was a Monday. The toilet, the porta potties, so I know that there's a vendor, I assume, that services our porta potties. Who is it, anyway? I'm curious.
There's two different vendors, we have a couple.
Okay,
Triple B does that,
okay.
but that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Before you-
Yeah, when you pull right in that lot at the trailhead. Oh, I'm on. Oh, okay. Yeah, there just wasn't any hand soap in it. The rest of it was fine. There was toilet paper. It was clean. It's always been clean. As always, I go and chat with whoever's working in the booth at the campground. And we were looking at, there's a brochure that has all of the amenities, not just the campground. It's got everything on there that the POA has and prices and such. It's a little confusing. This was pointed out to me. It wasn't my own observation as to which amenities have tax included in the prices or not. And I think this came up because the gentleman I was talking to, it's the same guy who works at the marina. There was a new person. He was sort of training this new person. And I gathered, because I always say, hey, any problems? They said, well, we get patrons calling in, or they've gone online and they thought the price was $70 a day and it's actually, you know, 74 or whatever with tax. And when I looked at the brochure, I'd say, yeah, it could be clearer that either all of the prices are tax or none of them are and tax is extra. I only bring it up just because they mentioned that sometimes people get irritated with them over, oh, I thought it was only X. So other than that, I mean, I think the brochure is very clear. The entrance to camping parking lot number 1 still needs potholes filled. The paint's still needed on the Gear Garden water station. And there's not yet, I don't think the water's probably not turned on in the showers at the Gear Garden bathrooms, or is it pretty close? What's that?
It just happened, I'm not sure.
Okay, and we were gonna put a sign there explaining how to make it work.
Yeah, we looked at it again, we're gonna do the sign in conjunction with it. When we changed the doors, we were gonna do a sign.
Okay.
And we have pushed the door repair off to another year. It's we were able to fix instead of replace. But the water is back on.
Okay.
They are back together.
All right. And maybe it's just I'm the only one who doesn't know how to turn it on. It does look like the grill's up on the Gear Garden platform. Someone's paid some attention to the rust. They didn't repaint it, but the rust has been removed and they've been tidied up. I did speak with, there was a gentleman there who was emptying the trash cans, and apparently he watched us because he knew who I was. I started to introduce myself. I was like, oh, I know who you are. We watched the video to find out what to do. He was emptying trash cans. This was on a Monday, and this person made the comment that the bins are often overflowing. And I know we haven't started having the music yet, have we? That hasn't started. So this is just from like normal use. Said, gee, I come in on Saturday. His request that I passed on was to have another person. I think there's 2, he said. So, I mean, the place was immaculate, as it always seems to be when I'm there. But that was his comment. So they could only have more trash, I suppose, when we start doing, when do we start having the music of this month?
Yes, but we are open during the weekends. Not music yet, but we are open. And
Oh, yeah, there's people there.
It's pretty busy. And going back to the drinking fountain, the blue one.
Yeah.
So we were, Trey and I were talking about, Trey Rowland and I were talking about that. We're gonna put up with that one more season, and then during the winter time, we're gonna take it offline and they're gonna have to like sandblast it down or redo it. So we're gonna put up with the how it's looking right now.
Okay.
It's not a quick and easy fix. It's gonna be a little bit more in depth.
Okay.
So just so you're aware, you're gonna see that for many more months until we're gonna keep it online till winter.
And now that I know that, I'll stop putting it in my report.
You got it.
I want to say I really enjoyed the attitude of the gentleman who was working. I mean, he was really focused on this needs to look good for customers. And so I want to compliment you guys or whoever those people report to, because his attitude was very focused on this needs to look good for customers of the POA. And I thought that was a great attitude that this person had. Didn't speak with any guests. There were quite a few people picnicking and having kids play around.
He's part of my team.
Okay, well, compliments to you, because, no, I mean, I've managed a lot of people in my time, and you know when someone is giving you some information and it's coming from a good place of wanting to be customer oriented as opposed to just whining. He wasn't doing that. It was focused on this needs to look good and a pride of workmanship. So I just want to mention that. And that's all I have for Blowing Springs.
Larry, I want to jump on when you talk about Blowing Springs real quick. Just an
Yeah.
observation that I had made not too long ago. I went and checked again. In the past, I had brought up that the cage/gate that covers the spring opening is not locked.
Oh,
I first noticed it, in the past, there was a handful of young children in there mucking about. And I checked it again here just recently, and it is still not secured, so I just thought I'd bring that up again. I assume that we would want that door to be secured on there, so it just needs a padlock.
is there a cave or what did you say? I'm sorry.
The
waterfall?
spring, the opening to the spring, the cave, if you will, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That still needs to be secured.
There's a contact at the University of Arkansas, there's a professor who goes in and out of there with grad students. So I need to, we'll get on that.
Yeah, I think, but it's their, it's their lock or whatever, they're the ones who access it.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's our insurance.
Right. Yeah, I was making.
Yeah, if someone got hurt, they weren't gonna go try and figure that part out. They'd send Tom a letter. Okay, Cheryl.
We'll start with Tyree.
Oh, there we go.
It is what it is.
Maybe if we can, if there's a way to turn the microphone off since there's nobody there.
We're working on it. If that's better. It's not
Oh,
howling anymore.
moved it away from you.
He just said it's okay, so he just adjusted.
Thank you. The man behind the wall, the wizard. Okay, so we'll start with Tyree Park.
It is that time of year.
We'll start with Tyree. Loch Lomond is filling up quite well, so thankfully now we can't walk on so much of the area. It's time for the porta potties to go away, so it was wonderful to see. The bathrooms are now open, fantastic. Everything looks great. Doggy bags were full. Restrooms looked good. Out of the 6 kayaks that are permanently on the racks there, one of them is registered for 2026. But again, the lake is low, so they got time. No interactions, although I do have one teeny tiny recommendation, and it is what it is. So thankfully the bathrooms are open, and the women's bathroom smells great. The men's bathroom, the porta potty smelled better. So just something to consider, as it was locked up for a period of time. I don't know what you guys do, but recommendation would be help. But everything else looked fantastic. Reviewing. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to Granton Park, and that thing is clean and green. It is beautiful right now. Doggy bags were full. The porta potty smelled great. I was double checking that. Full and everything. Toilet paper, and like I said, the doggy bags were there. The dock and the dock ramp look fantastic. They've made some improvements, and you can see it. All the ramps have new wood. The dock has new wood. It looks great. So everybody should go and see it. Out of the 16 vessels, because some were canoes, some were kayaks, so I'm gonna just call them vessels, out of 16, 13 were registered for 2026. So yay for everybody who keeps their boats there. I did go onto the fish station, even though the water's still low and no one's necessarily fishing. It looks clean and great. I did not see a sign on how to turn the water on, so I didn't test the water because I myself don't know how to turn it on. But there is still no sign. Again, the water's still low, so there's probably nobody fishing at this time.
We're gonna wait till the lake gets up, and then we're gonna go through the process and make sure that we put what the information on the sign is correct
I'll
before we
test
do
it out
that.
for you.
Yeah, okay.
You don't know how it works either.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying, you don't know how it works either.
So I did not test the water. I'm not sure if it works. I'm guessing it does, but it's clean. It's
You
so
got one,
clean.
Tom.
It looks beautiful. I think I had one recommendation. Oh, teeny tiny thing is when I drove up, the porta potty, because they don't have permanent bathrooms at Granton, the porta potty door swings open in the wind. And I looked to see if the door wasn't shut properly or anything, and that's just the way it is. So I don't think there's anything we can do about it. But just know that things could blow in, things could blow out, toilet paper can blow everywhere. Just something to think about.
I don't know if that's gonna help, but one of the things Rick's working on is at that location and one or two other locations, they're actually gonna put a wood surround so that when you don't pull up into the parking lot, you go, porta potty. That's the first thing you see there. So it'll try and soften. So that might actually calm down some
That
of
might,
the,
yeah.
you know, but
It'll
we still
prevent
have to
some
have
of
the
that.
one side open because they gotta be able to surface it and get to it too.
And we'll make sure that it's not a broken latch or something too.
I examined it, it looked like that's just the way it is. But yeah, perhaps there is
You can't
something I
latch
didn't
it
see.
because then nobody can get in.
It's the spring.
The spring is probably sprung.
But that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, Liz is not here, but I will read her report. Yeah, she just says Avalon Park. All of the park's amenities were in great shape, pleasing to the eye for our members and guests. The work that was being done in the picnic area under the big tree now has fresh mulch and looks fabulous. I always appreciate how well this park is maintained when I visit. Areas for review, none. Member interactions. I was here on a Sunday afternoon. The parking lot was filled with vehicles with bike racks. The paths near the park were filled with bikers enjoying the great weather. I did have a chance to visit with a young family having a picnic, and they mentioned that as new members of the POA, they are astounded by the value they receive for their monthly assessment. Another happy family in Bella Vista. Additional observations, none. Should do a video at those people, this is my comment, and send it out. Richard Kingsdale.
Well, I went over there a few times last month and looked at the playground, and it's always in good shape, and there's usually people there. I mean, it's used quite a bit during the day. It looked great. The mini golf course was in pretty good shape. I did notice a couple little things. The shed that's there, it's a storage shed that's by the mini golf first tee. The west end of it, I guess it would be the back of it, there's a kind of a hole in the back of the storage shed, kind of lowered on the side. It's not a big hole, but I don't know, critters could get in there and, you know, might want to patch that. And there's a little blue bench back there that's kind of in bad shape and maybe could use a coat of paint. Those are kind of picky things, but that's really all I noticed. The pavilion was in good shape, the bathrooms were in good shape and clean, everything looked good. The tennis center is in good shape. The summer USTA leagues have already started actually, so it's pretty busy over there, particularly in the evenings and on weekends. At the BVRC, I guess it was Saturday, I went to play tennis, and the parking lots were absolutely jammed. The spring bazaar going on at the BVRC, so that was very well attended. Because, I mean, the lots were full, there's just tons of people at Bazaar, and, tennis courts were full too, but this, mostly the Spring Bazaar had brought all the people in there, so they must have a lot of folks there. But the condition and everything of the tennis courts are good. I mean, you're well aware of the issues with the courts that need to be resurfaced and whatnot, but they're all being kept up as good as possible, I think, and the inside of the, Kelly does a good job of keeping everything nice and neat and tidy, and she's got some new, little bit of new merchandise in there. There isn't a lot in there, but she's got some new t-shirts and some shoes for sale and stuff, so she's got some things in there. I think that's it for me.
Question about, when do the pools open?
Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day weekend? Okay. Thank you. And is that true with the beach too?
Yes, all
All
outdoor
of
swimming.
water
opens
stuff.
Memorial weekend.
Okay. All right, I'll look forward to that. Let's see. Keith is not here, so I have his reports. Lake Ann Dam Park, overall condition, waterfall flowing great after some recent rains. Everything in very good shape from the waterfall bridge to the fishing docks to Portalet. No member interactions, areas review none. The launch area. Overall condition, park in great shape overall with lawn, leaves, and facilities all well maintained. Pavilion, barbecue areas were both good. Portalets, both clean and stocked. Trash cans are good. Ramp and cleaning station well kept. Areas for review. Log is still submerged in boat slip number 2 that needs to be pulled out. I spoke to the leaseholders in November, and they had complained about it then as it makes it difficult to park their boat. Should be able to pull it out with a rope and a pickup truck. That's at Lake Ann. And then Metfield. Let's see, pickleball courts, children's playground, picnic areas in great shape, both portable and permanent bathrooms clean and stocked. Men's bathroom floor was extremely wet at 3:30, I assume that's afternoon, and can only think the cleaning team must have just mopped. Strange that women's floor was not the same. Areas review, some black discoloration is happening on lower bricks in front of the bike park and the large gazebo area permanent restrooms. It appears to be mold, but I can't tell, it looks bad. Member interactions, spoke to 2 ladies doing shift change at Metfield Clubhouse. They said some members have requested music playing in the workout areas, but I'm not fully sure that is needed with so many people using headphones for their own enjoyment. It may lead to more complaints by adding music.
You answered your own question.
This is Keith's observations. Yeah, when I go to the rec and there's some music on, but I don't know. I don't find a problem with that. I'm always got my headphones on. Yes, ma'am.
I work out at Metfield. I appreciate the no music. I put in my own headphones.
Okay.
We were out a couple of weeks ago at Metfield playing pickleball, and we were gathered around the picnic table, and a big gust of wind came up, and that blue umbrella, I don't even know if it's POA or somebody member just put it there, but there's a red and a blue umbrella, and the thing took off and almost decapitated all of us. And come to find out, it was broken up inside the spindles. So I placed it over by the garbage can, and it was gone the next time I went over there. But I suggest we either take those out or put new ones in and figure a way to bind them down. the unit that binds the tubing down is stripped out. So you can't really bind them. And anyway, that,
All right. Okay. Thank you. Brian, gun range.
Okay, so at the Highland Shooting Complex, as usual, everything was in pretty good shape. Now that pistol and rifle have been redone, archery range has been redone. The grounds all looked good. Any repairs have already been discussed or are in the works right now. I'd like to thank whoever it was that finally got a shade structure set up over at Pistol Range. I understand there's a second one that's supposed to be put in place here in the near future. That's going to be much appreciated, much used. Pistol and Rifle had about 8 people when I was out there midweek last week. Good interaction with the range safety officers. They were helping out all the folks that were out there shooting. It was good to see that. A lot of cooperation there. Trap and skeet side, there's approximately 12 active shooters out there. There was a half a dozen other folks. I did not talk to them because I had talked to them in the past. They were not breaking clay, but they laid waste to a box of donuts, I can tell you that. And I certainly have already gotten their opinion on stuff. Anything else that I would have to bring up, I've already brought up previous reports, so that's all I have.
Now, is it, pistols closed, is it next week, the 17th?
It's coming up pretty quick, isn't it, John?
Because we got some emails on that.
Coming up this weekend, so shut down Friday through Monday, and then reopen Wednesday.
What's going on?
So the main reason for that is to stain all the brand new wood that we put up, but we're also taking that opportunity to make all of the smaller repairs that we need to make, replacing things like skip berms and that sort of thing.
Cool. Alan?
okay, Tanyard Creek. Tanyard Creek came through the winter season in great shape. There's one little area between, over in phase 2, it's the cut through trail from the old county road down to the old home place. It washed out a little bit. We might look at that at some time. But parking lot's clean. Overflow parking is still available on weekends. Restrooms are clean, well maintained. The pet station is stocked, and you know what? I didn't try to turn the water on the other day. Is the water on out there? Okay, so there's water available for the pets. The pavilion is clean. The 2 barbecue grills are cleaned up, ready to be used. All the hiking trails are in real good condition. Educational signs are located throughout the park with floral and historical information. All the bridges are in good working order. Areas for review, the lot that's inside the paved trail, that's still something maybe we could look at sometime. You know, the quail forever guy never called me about that, but I don't think that's really a feasible thing for that. But maybe you can still look at least mowing it for dog walking. I had 10 contacts with members, and 9 out of 10 were super positive. The only negative comment I got was over in phase 1, where the trail runs alongside the bluff, alongside the creek, where that wet area is. They were kind of complaining a little bit about getting their feet wet when they walked through there. That was the only complaint I got out of 10 people. The Tanyard Creek Nature Trail volunteers kicked off their spring work season last week. They're going to continue to clean the trails, the pavilion, the parking lot, wiping down all the benches around the park. they're gonna try to create a better dry crossing along that bluff line. Sign maintenance, and we did have some graffiti on the old, home place, the stem wall, concrete wall, that, we're gonna clean all that up, get that cleaned up. Blowing Springs Greenway Trail from the front parking lot to Houston Road is, clean of litter and debris. It's in good shape. I did talk to several campers that were walking the paved trail, and they were just bubbling over with compliments about the park. And Bella Vista Trails, you can contact the Trailblazers for volunteer opportunities. And you can report trail conditions on the Bella Vista City app. There's a line that you can punch in and put your name and the location of anything you see out on the trails. Really good app. And that's it.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
If I could just make note of something, someone might have already heard this, but I saw something posted online about a week ago, asking if anyone knows who owns the porta potty over by Lake Norwood Dam. It is in need of repair. But we don't really cover that, so I just thought I would bring it up.
We did some work on that within the last week.
Okay, perfect.
I don't know
It's
if,
probably the same thing.
okay.
Thank you.
Comments brought something to my mind. How does one get a hold of the Trailblazers? Do they have a website? They do? Okay.
They're on social media, but they have a website, We Are Trailblazers.
Okay.
It's a good place to find out about volunteering. It's also a good place to learn about reporting issues that you find on the trail. They talk about the Trail Forks app and how to get in there and how best to report issues. So it's a good spot, and they have information about the trails on there also. So if you were new, if you just came to town, that's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Look for trail information.
I do a lot of hiking, and you can come around a corner and there'll be a deadfall across the trail. It might be up 2 feet, and if a bike comes around there going 15 miles an hour, they can really get hurt. So you can report that. You can take a picture of it and report it, and get you a GPS for them to either, you know, if you're an avid biker, you're going to check things like that before you go out on the trail. So if that pops up, you're going to know the exact location where you're going to walk your bike around it, not run into it. So
That's why we have a lot of orthopedic surgeons here. That's a good idea, though. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Oh, Kelly.
Regarding Blowing Springs and the greenway that goes through Blowing Springs, do you have a plan to repaint or restripe that section? I just had a couple people that asked me about it that ride there.
No, there's no plan to restripe. The stripes weren't part of the agreement. They were done, the stripes were done gratis, but not part of the long-term plan for that. We were going to reassess if it's something we want to keep. Some of the trail is painted, some of it is some of the greenway. I don't know if it's like 20 and 20 miles, you know, about half and half, but so it's not time. It hasn't been long enough for us to assess whether we're going to do it again.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move to, there's no current business, no new business I'm aware of.
We do have an.
Oh, we do?
We have a vote we have to do.
I'm sorry?
There's a vote on there.
Maybe I printed the old agenda, sorry.
So the museum is having their pickleball tournament. And
Which museum, the Historical Museum?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there another? And it was originally going to be for 2 days, and they would like to expand it to 2.5 days. So the committee has already voted to approve the 2 days, but we would be reticent if we didn't include vote for the additional half day. And what,
Okay.
they did that because they wanted to add singles. So on Friday, Friday, October 9th, it would be afternoon only for singles. And then on Saturday, it would be men's and women's doubles. And then on Sunday, it would be mixed doubles.
So then the half-day is the 9th?
Yes.
All right, I think it's a good idea for the committee to have yes, sir.
I was gonna make a motion to approve the half-day extension, October the 9th for the museum pickleball tournament.
Okay,
I'll second.
any second? Okay, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor of the motion? All those opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you, Tom. I
Thank you.
printed this out a couple days ago, so
You got it.
appreciate that. Any other new business? Yes, sir.
I just had a question with regard to Branchwood pickleball. I think I was playing last Friday morning, and a lake ranger came in and checked some IDs in the morning. He was very polite, and that all went fairly well, but it brought a lot of discussion amongst the group about various things that they were anticipating were going to happen, ranging from, I think they're gonna lock the gates and gonna have like a fob like they do at the rec center to get into the gates, and there were various other things that I'd never heard anything about, frankly. So, and the other thing is I was just wondering if there's pavers on the south and east sides that are pretty narrow. I mean, there's room for one person to walk, but not really room for two people to pass each other. And I was wondering if there's any thought of improving that situation in the future.
So I met with a group of pickleball enthusiasts last week, and we talked about a couple different measures that we could take to try and, it's very busy at times. So one thing that we're looking at is reducing the number of guest passes that one can use, because we have in some cases, a large number of guest passes being used. So that's one thing that would have to go in front of the Rules and Regulations Committee, and our next Rules and Regulations Committee meeting is in May. And if it gets through there, it takes 2 months. So it's gonna take a couple months to get through that process, but I've already notified the chair of the Rules and Regulations Committee of the interest in potentially changing that, or at least discussing it. The second thing that we're talking about doing is creating a board that would be, it would have to be custom made, but it would be at the entrance where you'd have each of the 6 courts at Branchwood and then the 4 courts at Metfield, and you'd be able to put your activity card in there. And that way the lake ranger can, at a glance, can see, okay, there's 4 activity cards on court 1. I don't need to bother court 1 because they're good to go. But court 2, there's nothing in there. Well, I'm gonna have to go interrupt them because they haven't put their card on there. That's good. The downside of that is guest passes. The majority of the guest passes that we issue are via text and email. So it won't work for guest passes, but it will work for activity cards. So it'll be a partial solution, okay? And then the last thing we're looking at doing is potentially, and this is potential, and this is under consideration and not guaranteed, and did I say it was potential? One thing that we're looking at potentially doing is creating, I'm gonna call them airlocks, okay? Where you have an entryway before you go in, okay? And you would fob in or keypad in some way that we can control who goes in and out. So you fob your way into the airlock, but once you're inside the airlock, you can go up in and out and play, okay? As many times as you want. You don't have to re-fob in every single time. So that is one thing that we're looking at. So if we were to do that, we would only have 2 entrances to Branchwood instead of 3 or 4, whatever. We'd only have 2, so we would not, the path on the side, we would not enhance that, because that would be outside of the airlock. But the airlock would clearly give us a lot more control, and we're modeling that off of what works at BVRC for after-hours gym usage. I call that an airlock also. So those are the things that we're talking about. So when I spoke with the pickleball enthusiasts, I asked them to go out and talk to their friends and get me input on if they liked those ideas or not. I think all 3 things combined will have the most impact. I think the guest passes will have a little impact, controlling the number of guest passes a little bit. I think the board will have a little bit of impact. I think the airlock will have a lot of impact, but the earliest we can do that, because of, you know, budgetary constraints, you're looking at 27 before we can do that. Because for the 2 airlocks, you're probably looking at about $50,000. So that's what we're working on. Did I mention it's not a guarantee, it's a thought, it's an idea, it's a maybe.
Per location?
We would have, no, it would be 50 combined. Yeah. The one at Branchwood's a lot easier, it's more conducive. The one at Metfield's a little bit more of a drag, and we'll have to relocate that cover. That sounds like that cover came down anyways. But it's a little bit more challenging at Branchwood. So that's what we're looking at. And so talk to your pickleball friends, get their input. But like I said, I want to be very honest that I think the guest passes will only have a little bit of impact, and the board will only have a little bit of impact. I don't want to lie to anybody and say restricting the number of guest passes will be the end all, be all, it'll solve all. I don't think it will. But all 3 combined, I think, will really make a difference.
For this potential airlock, will there be schematics if it moves along a little bit further as a possibility?
Yeah, I mean, right now I just use GIS and just draw, put in a square. But Roland and I were out at Metfield last week, and we talked about how we could do the location. We had the maintenance and construction guys there, because we'd have to carve into there's a little bit of a hill next to it, we'd have to carve into that. But we have heavy equipment because of we do streets and water, so we have the heavy equipment, so we could do that on our own. So we've been talking about it. It's very feasible, but we haven't presented it to the board. The board hasn't voted upon it. You know, so there's a lot more steps to go, but this is good dialogue to have, so that we can talk about the positives and negatives. The group already solved a couple problems for me that I was going down one path, and they were like, "That's not going to work," and I was like, "Oh, geez, I hadn't thought about that." So that's good. So dialogue is good.
Anything else on that? Go ahead.
Yeah, is there any plans at Metfield where the stationary blue umbrella is located? Y'all were out there, you saw it, I'm sure. Okay, did you notice that it's on a slope like that underneath it? And it's not level. Is there any plans
So
to level that up?
if we created an airlock, we would actually move that to the midsection where that hillside is, where the grass is.
Okay, so you'd level it up? So-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the idea would be, if we put the airlock in the midsection, then you could access both sides with 2 gates. So that we get rid of the one at the far end, close that off, relocate. So that was one of the things that when Roland and I were out there talking to the maintenance construction guys is, can we move that structure?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they said, yeah, we can do that. So
Good. That's great news. Because
Yeah.
really nobody's using it, because about the only thing you do is just stand under it. Because you can't put your chair, it's it's such a slope.
It's kind of small anyways, and there's not really much we can do about that, but.
Okay, well, good deal. That's good.
So,
Any other
that's what we're
comments
talking
or
about.
questions on this issue? Awesome. No? Okay, any other new business? Okay. Board liaison, you have one?
I have a couple comments. I had a family member come stay at the RV park, first time since the new online system, and thought it was great. So that's, I know you get good feedback, but they were pleased with how easy that worked. Thank you, Rick, for your work on trying to expand kayak racks. Appreciate that. And it's a real small thing, but Roland, thank you for replacing the squeegees at Betfield during the rain. That's very helpful on the pickleball part. So thank you for that too. That's it.
Thank you. Staff reports, Tom?
I've spoken enough.
All right. Rick?
Hey, the drawdown on Loch Lomond continues a little bit longer than we would have liked. We're still down about 2 feet, but we are able, with a boat that doesn't take a lot of water, are able to get into all 3 boat ramps. I would still caution folks to be very careful and go slow until you find yourself in deeper water. Let's see. Our ranger contacts for the month are at 3,054, 66 boat contacts, 46.5 boat hours on the water, 250 folks who are non-members were removed, and something else that I'm doing is separating out anglers versus recreational users on the lake. So we had 874 anglers and 867 recreation users. I would expect the recreation to kick up in the summer. Rangers are still working to make the fee process run as smoothly as possible with their new handheld point of sale systems. We now have 32 new kayak spaces available, and we're still building more. We could very easily be over 50 before the end of the spring. Something you didn't mention, I don't know if you've noticed it, but at Tyree, we've got a new epoxy floor in the bathrooms. So I'm sorry? Yeah. We had a company reach out to us. Of course, they would like to get business on all of our bathrooms, but they did that for free for us. They did a really good job cleaning out and grinding down the concrete and put a seal on it to try to eliminate the urine odor. And then this will lock that in, and the cleanup will be a whole lot easier in the future. So real happy about that. It looks real good. We are, I just solidified a date today. We are hosting a dam safety workshop for this region. It's going to be held at the police station conference room. It's set for September the 29th. That room can handle 100 plus people, and so I'm expecting there'll be a large portion of POA employees there. Tom, if you'd like to make arrangements for that day, we'd love to have you. Anyway, so we're happy to be able to host that. We'll provide lunch as well. We've hired 1 lake ranger, and we have 3 more to go. Our lakes ecology department, we're starting our spring electrofishing tonight, so we'll see lights out tonight. I think they're doing Lake Ann first. We have an ongoing mark recapture study for largemouth bass on Rayburn and Lowman, and we are going to start treating the algae at the beach very soon. Chris may have already done it, I'm not sure. We're still looking for 1 Secchi disc volunteer for Lake Avalon. That's consists of, it's a round disc that you drop into the water, and you measure how deep you can see it. And then there's an online Excel spreadsheet where you upload your numbers, and that gives us what we need to know in order to know if we need to fertilize the lake or not. So if anybody would be willing to give 15, 20 minutes a week to do that, that would be greatly appreciated. And Chris's phone number for the Lake Lab is 479-855-4472 if somebody would like to get in touch with him and volunteer. Our grass carp trap is likely going to be functional in the very near future as the water comes up at Tyree. And we're going to continue with our raffle in this year. At the end of every month, we'll draw a name for $100 for those who show me proof that they've removed a grass carp from any of our lakes. So that's all I have.
Rick, if I could jump on that real quick, just something I've been thinking about just a little bit and kind of sinking in now, listening to you talk about these kayak racks. At what point do we stop building racks because of what I would consider site pollution? These are parks, they're supposed to look nice. These racks are not beautiful.
They're more beautiful than they used to be.
Yeah, but at what point do we say this is not a warehouse for kayaks, this is a park? When do we stop?
So, that's a good question. And so far, we haven't added any more of a footprint. We've taken racks that were too high and we've added a third tier. But in order to get the number that we need, there will be a couple added. There'll be one added at Tyree for sure to get to that number.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Rick. John?
So first and foremost, I'll just reiterate the dates for that pistol extended maintenance. So that maintenance will be on April 17th through the 21st. That is the pistol extended maintenance. We're going to, we've got a company that's going to come in, power wash, and seal the baffles and make sure all the wood is preserved. During that time, we're also going to resurface our berms, redo the skip berms, which are the little railroad ties that are down on the ground that catch the skips off the ground and that sort of thing, and then armor up with sandbags. And then rifle will be May 15th through the 20th. So a lot of work going on those days. During the pistol maintenance, rifle range and archery will remain open. During rifle range maintenance, pistol and archery will remain open. So anything that's not being maintained will remain open during that time. Rifle pistol numbers were up about 35% for the month of March over the last time we had data. I double checked those numbers because it seems crazy, but it looks like maybe we didn't have a great March previously and we had a really great March. So put those two together, we got 35%. Impressive numbers for March. Trap and Skeet was up about 10%, also impressive over there. And then our next concealed carry is going to be on April 19th. Still got room in that class. That's all I've got.
Thank you. Trey?
Right. We are waiting on trail numbers for last month. I think we had a B. Either that or 30,000 people decided to ride their bikes on the same day in the same neighborhood. So we'll get those picked back up. Bike park is opening the 12th of June. So 2 months to go on that. Pretty exciting stuff. I'll take this opportunity with a microphone in front to tell everyone that the marina is open. You can come in and buy worms. You can talk about fishing. You can buy sodas, but we are not running boats and we're not selling gas. Until the lake reaches its full height, we can't drop the anchors for the gas dock, and until we drop the anchors for the gas dock, we can't hook up the gas pump. We're at it's not a judgment call on our end. It's a to have our pump certified, those things have to all be in place. So we're not selling any fuel, which means we're also not able to rent boats. So trying to get the word out. I hate to have somebody come in, rely on there being fuel there. It'll be, we just have to wait till the lake gets up. But you can book boat reservations in the future. So, you know, still, people are still calling in. We're still taking reservations if you got family coming later. Just nothing happening until we get some more rain. That's all I got.
Thank you. And Roland.
So we just saw two of the biggest events, two back-to-back weekends. We did the annual Easter egg hunt, which was a huge success at BVRC 2 weeks ago. We, based on observation and what Willie's ice cream gave out, we were seeing significantly more numbers this year. So very well attended. My staff did an amazing job setting that up and cleaning it up, and that center was operational for pickleball within minutes after we had shuffled everybody out, so everybody was happy that day. Huge success once again this previous weekend for the Spring Bazaar. Lots of people attended, well received. You know, I had comments that they liked the option of the food trucks outside and coffee, so that was a very good touch that we put on in place last year. Currently, we're busy hiring lifeguards for our upcoming pool and beach season. We're looking at around 20 to 22 lifeguards, seasonal lifeguards this year. Other things on the works is we finished one of our capital projects, which was Metfield change room pools. The flooring has been completed, and this week they will complete Kingsdale pool. So a huge upgrade to the quality and the look of both pools this year. That's it, thank you.
Fantastic. Anybody have any other business they want to raise? Okay, hearing nothing else, meeting is adjourned.